Oh, shit. Okay. All right, we're just going to start, okay? Just get right into it. This is episode 12.
Why'd you say, oh, shit?
I'll tell you in a second. It's episode 12 of Beer and Fear.
Oh, wait. Welcome to the 12th episode of Beer and Fear. My name is Paige.
Episode 12 of Beer and Fear.
Oh.
I start. Remember we go back and forth?
Sorry. You gonna introduce yourself?
No.
Why?
No, everyone's going to go this whole episode without knowing who I am.
Oh.
It's going to be a mystery. You're Paige, but who's this other guy?
Who's this tall,
random guy
dark-haired gentleman?
with a deep voice.
Oh, my goodness.
Talking sensually. Okay. Episode 12 of Beer and Fear. I said, oh shit, because I didn't write anything down this week. So I have no idea.
Oh, well, let me just help you out there. Zach had his birthday yesterday.
I did.
He is a year older.
Wait, hold on, what?
And if you didn't know who I'm talking about, Zach is the guy that's talking next to me because he didn't introduce himself.
What?
So Zach had his birthday yesterday.
Oh shit, I did.
He had a little get-together on Saturday the week prior for his birthday.
It was fun.
I brought a frog.
Mm-hmm. I was happy you did. The frog was the life of the party.
I was the life of the party. Are you fucking kidding me?
You took the frog out of its enclosure, and then it immediately jumped out of your hands and onto my floor, where there were like 8 other people standing around. I was so concerned that it was going to get squashed. But it's a cute frog. How's the frog doing?
He's fine. He's doing frog shit.
Henry
B. Frog.
Nice. I'm jealous too. Because everyone was looking at the vivarium, and I had to explain to everyone that there's still nothing in it.
It's been a year.
It has been a whole year now. Yeah. I told my stepmom that, and she's like, "Well, maybe Paige can get you a frog for your birthday this year. She got you the vivarium last year. She can get you the frog this year." No.
He won't let me, Jerry.
No. I was explaining. I was like, "Yeah, I offered already. I gotta get like crickets, and I gotta like give them light and water." And she's like, "Oh my god, crickets, light and water!" And she,
he's embarrassing, right? Does Jerry listen to this? Jerry, talk some sense into him.
Oh, she did say she listened to the first like 15 minutes of last episode when we were just talking about the beer. So I was like, "Oh, that's cool."
Thanks, Jer.
It's about the amount of time that anyone listens to the.
Well, your
show.
mom probably only listened for about 5 minutes of the first episode.
Yeah. That's fine. Again, I wish my mom would listen.
My mom listens here or there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even think my dad knows about it.
But anyway.
Birthday.
That happened.
Had a little shindig.
It was fun.
Paige is on vacation for 2 weeks. I got an apartment. I'm moving on the 30th and then also on the 1st.
I'm so happy for you. I am 100% helping. It's going to be great. I
can't wait to move all my fucking animals.
Yes. It's going to be a good time. I'm assuming no one who works at the apartment complex listens to this show. So the plan is she's going to sneak all of her exotic animals into the apartment.
Under the cover of darkness.
Without them knowing, because they are 100% forbidden at the complex.
Yep.
So she shouldn't be able to bring any of them, but she's going to bring all of them.
Look, my plan is solid because they're closed on Sundays. The apartment doesn't face the main entrance, and it doesn't face the parking lot. It faces like a golf course.
Yes,
so I'm like, I can like Quasimodo hobble them over the railing of our patio and hand them to my roommate, and she'll carry them into my room.
Flawless.
It's flawless.
It's amazing.
They'll be like, wow, they're just moving boxes because it's dark out. They can't say that it's not a tote.
I love it.
It's a flawless plan.
You have enough, you're going to have enough room for all those animals?
I'll be fine. I'm going to get like a shelving unit and just stack them.
Yeah, I'm excited to check it out and see it. And,
plus, my tarantulas don't need like heat or electricity, so I'm just going to put them like in the closet.
Oh, boy.
They'll be fine.
That's super cool. Yeah, I was really happy when you told me. You got approved on Saturday when before you came over.
Yes.
Shortly. So that was fun. Yeah, it was nice to see everyone. I am 1 year older. Don't remind me.
He's being dramatic.
I had a good week. Very busy.
He had a good run. Now this is time for an early grave.
I had the whole week off, which was very nice, but I'm back to work tomorrow, unfortunately. And then Paige is off for the next, you said 2 weeks? Wow. Okay. That's cool. Besides that, nothing else new to report, really. We really procrastinated this episode. Left it until the very
Really
last
did.
possible minute. I mean, I was busy all week, obviously, and then Paige was also busy with work. It was, from what I heard, kind of a shitty week at work, but busy week maybe more apt. But
Not shitty. It was just busy.
Yeah.
Saturday was a fucking nightmare before I came to his little party.
I'm glad you still came by.
Of course.
But yeah, I left this for like literally right before we started recording. I finished my notes, and Paige finished hers before she came over. So they're
Why
kind
am
of
I the responsible one today?
they're a little half-assed. So we'll just get
That's
into
what
it.
you want to tell your audience?
Yeah, it's great, and just stick around. You won't regret it. It's a cool episode because this is episode 2 of Halloween Murders. We're going to talk about another person who murdered someone else on Halloween. A little more recent this episode, but we figured do another one for spooky season. Halloween's just a few days away. I can't wait. I'm going to be working all day. I don't have any Halloween plans. Do you have any Halloween plans? Are you working? No, you're off. No plans for Halloween?
No.
It's boring.
Well, I mean, I'm moving the 30th, so I'm probably going to spend that time just moving boxes.
Okay.
What do you
You
want me
should
to-
move them in a spooky fashion.
Okay. Describe a spooky fashion.
Like wear like a scream mask or something.
Okay.
Cool.
Horrible idea.
Great. So we're let's get in the beer. The beer that I picked this week is called Dead Guy Ale.
I was going to pick that for the first episode that we did.
I didn't know about it. Had never heard of it before. I was shopping at Whole Foods for my stuff for my tacos that I made, which turned out amazing, by the way. Holy shit.
They were good tacos.
They were good. And I was at Whole Foods and I saw this display. And I posted the picture already. If you follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, you saw the picture. You saw the picture, right?
Did.
It was like an end cap display. It looked like a coffin, and they decorated it with black lights, and they had all these boxes of this beer. And what caught my eye was the Bat Squatch in the back.
I know.
And I was like, wow, this is another beer by Rogue Ales. So Dead Guy Ale by Rogue Ales. We're doing them again. There's so many breweries. We did Dogfish twice. Now we're doing Rogue twice. Whatever. We already talked about Rogue Ales. They're headquartered in Newport, Oregon. They were founded in 1988 in Ashland, Oregon. So this beer is in the style of a German Maibach. This is straight from their website. In the style of a German Maibach, using our proprietary Pac-Man yeast, Dead Guy is deep honey in color with a malty aroma and a rich, hearty flavor. So it's a Maibach style ale. I'm not too familiar with this kind of beer before.
Never heard of it.
I've heard of a Bock beer before. Bock is a strong lager of German origin with several substyles, some of which are Doppelbock, Eisbock, Weizenbock, and Maibach. Bock is originally a darker beer, but can range from light copper to brown in color. Maibach is also called Hellerbock, meaning pale Bock. The German-style Maibach is paler in color and more hop-centric than traditional Bock beers. A lightly toasted and or bready malt character is often evident. Wikipedia says it's a Helles lager brewed to Bock strength. So Helles lager is a traditional German pale lager. Color can range from deep gold to light amber with a large, creamy, persistent white head. And moderate to moderately high carbonation, while alcohol content ranges from 6.3% to 7.4% by volume. The flavor is typically less malty than a traditional Bock and maybe drier, hoppier, and more bitter, but still with a relatively low hop flavor with mild, spicy, or peppery qualities from the hops, increased carbonation, and alcohol content. So, a little higher in alcohol, hoppier, spicier. We'll see how it is. I look forward to it. It sounds good. It says Bocks are generally lagers. However, they were traditionally ales when they were first conceived. But Dead Guy is an ale according to their website, not a lager. So I don't really know what to believe anymore. This is we'll go with Rogue Ales on this one. It's an ale. It's available year-round. It is 6.8% ABV. It is 40 IBUs and 16 SRM. And we talked about SRM before. I think the last time we talked about it was maybe Bat Squatch when we did Rogue. But there's the SRM chart that I brought out last time. 16 is right there, so that's what it should look like. I think Rogue was a little bit lighter. It was like 12 or 14, somewhere around there.
I'm sorry, what?
Bat Squatch.
Okay.
It was, a little bit lighter. It uses 2-row C15 and Munich malts, Pearl and Sterling hops, and free-range coastal water and Pac-Man yeast. I'm not going to go into what all these things are. You can look them up yourself. However, Pac-Man yeast, as I mentioned previously, is proprietary to Rogue Ales, and homebrewers rave about the clean ferment they get with this strain and how versatile it is. It received several awards, the beer, not the yeast. 2018, it received a gold award in the New York International Beer Competition. Also in 2018, they received a platinum award for the World Beverage Competition, and in 2017, they received Best of U.S. World Beer Awards, among many others. One cool thing that they're doing with this beer, Rogue is doing a Paint the Can Dead contest. You can use... is also from their website. You can look this up, Paint the Can Dead Contest. It says, use our limited edition blank Dead Guy cans as your canvas to create your own original Dead Guy-inspired can art. Then enter your creation into the Dead Guy contest for a chance to win the grand prize. I've got their page pulled up. I won't read the whole thing, but I'll talk about it a little bit. There's some cool stuff about this beer that I didn't know about. So they're actually celebrating... hold on. So it says, Dead Guy Ale, Rogue Ales and Spirits flagship beer, turns 30 this year, and to celebrate, Rogue is challenging fans to paint the can dead by creating their own original Dead Guy can art. So this is apparently their flagship beer. It's 30 years old this year, 2020. It was first brewed for a Day of the Dead celebration in a now-defunct Tex-Mex restaurant in Portland, Oregon. The beer was an instant hit, and Rogue brought it to shelves in a silk-screened, tie-dye 22-ounce bottle that featured a skeleton sitting on a barrel with arms crossed and a beer in hand. For the first few years, every bottle of Dead Guy was unique depending on how the silk-screen ink was applied. So this is pretty neat. On their website, where it talks about this contest, you can see, I guess, different versions of, I guess, maybe these are other submissions or what Rogue employees have made. I don't know, but it looks really cool. You can win a $1,500 cash prize and a trip to Portland, Oregon. If you go to their website, you can use the template below if you print this thing out. And if you want to make it on paper, you can do that. So you cut out the label and then apply it to the can. You can also just paint on the can, I guess, because it's just matte aluminum. And then share it to social media on Instagram and Twitter. Their social is @RogueAles, and they have a hashtag Paint the Can Dead contest, or upload it to their website, deadguycontest.com. And then if you're a winner, you can win that money in a trip to Oregon. I think that's really cool. We posted on Facebook and Twitter and the like, if you want to use hashtag BAF Paint, if you manage to also buy this beer, feel free to make your own artwork and then share it with us if you want to show us how artistically talented you are. But I'm going to go grab the beer.
Why is there a white can?
Were you not listening?
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. You got so mad.
So this is funny. There's 2 of these in the box.
We should both draw on it.
We should.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
Do I have 2 Sharpies? I don't know. I need like color Sharpies though. I want to
I have a whole art kit because I stole it from my high school.
Yeah,
I was
cool.
precocious.
We could I could have this one here. Maybe I'll take it to work and I can draw on it.
Yeah.
You got colored markers there. And then you can take one home and art it up.
Yeah.
And then we can bring it back next week. And yeah, it's cool. Oh, that's weird. It says, want to chat? Text us on the bottom. You to text Rogue Ales right now?
What are you wearing? Okay, what's the number?
You should tell them we're drinking your beer on our podcast right now. And then shout us out. This was canned August 11th of 2020 at 10:30 in the morning. So, yeah, we got a white can here, but the other can is a black matte can with that logo I described. It's a skeleton sitting on a something, and he's holding a frothy beer mug, and he's wearing a hat.
Text back.
Oh, that's rude. It looks really cool. 6.8%, IBU 40, SRM 16, My Box Style Ale, and then it shows the little star on here, just like Bat Squatch did. So the 5-point star, it has malt, toffee, huddy, which I don't know what huddy is, roast, and bitter. Oh my god! That's so cool. They texted back. That's funny. So the stars are pointing to toffee, malt, and bitter. More so toffee and malt. Less bitter. Oh my gosh. All right, we're talking to Rogue Ales now while we drink their beer. You tell them we're drinking Dead Guy Ale. We're talking about their Paint the Can Dead contest on Beer and Fear. So this looks like a really cool ale. Bat Squatch was my favorite the last 10 episodes we did, so I have really high hopes for this one. We should crack it open. Oh, it says pair it with grilled asparagus, barbecue ribs, or pecan pie.
Ooh, I feel like I'll like this then.
Ooh. Oh, yeah. Let's give it a shot.
I do like this can.
Cool.
I like how dark it is. It looks really cool.
It's very simple, but I like the...
I don't think he's sitting on anything.
I like
think
the logo.
That's just his body.
That's what I was thinking, too. But then it said in, like, originally the logo, he was sitting on something. What was he sitting on? It says sitting on a barrel. I don't know. It doesn't look like
I don't see a barrel. I like how it smells.
Ooh. Kind of spicy.
Yeah, kind of. I like it. Oh, God.
Pretty dark amber color.
I'm all foam right now.
Oh, Paige is foamy again.
Foamy.
What else is new? It does smell really good. It smells crisp. Oh, God. What just happened?
What? Did you break a couch?
Did I break my couch? I like elbowed a hole in something. This armrest over here. There's like an indent now.
Oh.
What did I do? Oh, it's fine.
Okay. Did you just drink that without me?
No.
Zachary?
No.
Michael.
I didn't take a sip. I got some foam. It's fine. It's like slowest pour ever.
I don't need your judgment right now. You're so mean.
Whatever.
It's like I bought you coffee today.
You did. That was really nice of you.
Expensive ass Starbucks coffee. Okay.
Let's give it a shot. That's a good looking beer there.
Very carbonated.
I like this.
I'm making my way through the foam. Hang on. Making my way downtown, walking.
Making my way through the foam, drinking fast.
Gonna have a bad hangover. I'm drunk now.
It's good. Spicy. I can taste. The can says toffee. I can taste toffee. Yeah, it's bitter. It's not overwhelmingly bitter.
It's kind of bitter, but it's not like super bitter.
Not as bitter as some other similar beers we've had before.
Like when it hits the back of your throat, it's more bitter, but when it's on your tongue, it's not that bitter.
It's got a nice, crisp, clean, balanced flavor to it.
I could definitely finish this. I'd probably drink it again. I like it. Rogue Ales just knows what they're doing, man.
Clearly. And they'll frickin' start chatting with you. Shoot them a text. Buy their beer and then text them at the bottom of the can.
I like it. wonder if they texted me back.
Yeah, carbonated. It is a good. I think I was reading something about Maibach ales, and I think they're more common around springtime for some reason.
Maybe they'll shout us out.
But this seems like a good seasonal. Even though it's year round,
I would drink it whenever.
Yeah, it kind of fit. Well, I feel like to me, it kind of fits the season now.
I agree.
Fall.
But I'm just saying I would drink it whenever.
Right.
Like there are certain beers that I wouldn't drink outside of season.
Mm-hmm. Tasty. It's very good. Good job, Rogue Ales.
All right. So last week we did a murder on Halloween. We said we'd do the same thing. So this week is on William B.J. Lisk. I think it's Lisk. Liskey.
I've been saying like Liskey in my head, but I'm pretty sure it's Lisk.
I think it's just Lisk.
Yeah.
So same setup as last week. I'm just going to do a brief bit of history, and then it's mostly going to be Zach's episode with the actual account of what happened that night and anything that happened further.
I'm really concerned with this armrest right now.
I can see that.
I don't know what
Like, let
happened.
me... Like, I'm touching this side to see if there's like a dent, and maybe it's like identical.
No.
Get it? Identical.
Oh my god. That's weird. Okay, yeah, but another Halloween murder.
So, unfortunately, I had to actually do work this time.
Yeah, there was no Wikipedia
There's
article.
no fucking Wikipedia article
Gosh.
for me to.
That always makes
fucking
things hard
copy
for
and
us.
paste off
Yeah,
of.
just read verbatim
So
from.
I had to find articles.
Actually had to like go
Look.
to other websites.
Oh. So, like I said, I'm not going to go into like details of like the actual event, but William B.J. Lisk lived with his father, his stepmother, and his two stepbrothers. Or actually, I think one of them is like his half brother or something. 16-year-old Devin, his wife, or I'm sorry, his stepmom was 43 and his dad was 53. And then he had his other brother, Derek, who was 23. Just to give you a history of who the people were. Just to let you know. Sorry, I have to jump between articles and like find where I stopped at. No. Okay, so BJ had like a like a history with the police and mental illness.
Yeah.
In early 2002, while he was 16, he was on house arrest. And that's also the first time that his father, Bill, had to call the police to come to their home. BJ had been threatening to harm himself and his father, had no idea how to stop him. When police arrived, BJ attacked them.
The police?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
By 2004, BJ had started escalating from threatening to harm himself to attacking other people. In October, he got into a fight with his stepmother, Susan, hitting her. 2 months later, he was charged with criminal assault and robbery for hitting Susan and stealing her car keys. He was found incompetent to stand trial on those charges, which were later dropped. And then trying to get the help that BJ needed, his family moved him to a group home in Sandusky where he would get mental health treatment, but it didn't seem to be working. BJ was involved in several fights with his father when he went to pick him up and others at the facility, resulting in the police being called 3 times.
Yeah, that's what I read, is that he was actually staying at a halfway house for a while due to these problems.
Yeah.
So
BJ's father, Bill, still kept trying to keep his son in his life and out of trouble. Bill visited his son often at the halfway house he was currently living in. The week before the incident, Bill took vacation time from work so he and BJ could go deer hunting together. They had gone to the family's hunting cabin, only returning less than 24 hours before the incident. Family friends had talked to Bill often about him and his family's safety with BJ around. They thought that Bill needed to take precautions. Neighbors also believed it was BJ who had killed and tortured their pets over the years, even though they had never caught him in the act.
ugh.
Bill and his son BJ got back Saturday evening from their hunting trip where they gathered with neighbors and had a few beers. Bill didn't want to drive BJ back to the halfway house after drinking, so BJ was to spend the night.
Yep.
That's it.
Cool.
That's just it. That's the setting. He has a history.
Set the scene.
Set it. He has a history of mental illness and a history with the police.
So you can kind of start forming your own conclusions as to what may have happened. But yeah, my notes kind of started where yours ended. I talked about how I didn't go too much into how Bill was like trying to keep BJ in his life, still really cared about him. As far as I know, BJ was Bill's only son with his ex-wife. It doesn't make any mention of any other siblings besides BJ's two stepbrothers. And I think that was really, I mean, that's a hard thing to do as a father. I can imagine someone who's got a lot of those issues, trying to still keep them in your life and happy and things like that. So
yeah.
My part started with them taking the trip to the cabin. They went hunting. Said they had a great time together. They came back the next day. That was October 29th. So October 29th, 2010. BJ's 24. Him and his father took a trip to the cabin to hunt. And then they came back the next morning. And then on the night of the 30th, like you already mentioned, they had a small get-together with some neighbors, some of Bill's neighbors. Because Bill's living at home with Susan, his new wife, and then Susan's two sons, Derek and Devin, at the house here. So they had a small get-together. They were drinking. He was supposed to drive him back to the halfway house, like you talked about. So instead, he was just like, hey, spend the night here. We'll drive you back the next day, whatever. So Derek is living at the house. He's 23. And then he didn't get along with BJ a whole lot. So they just kind of kept out of each other's way. They didn't really talk or do anything with each other. Derek kind of just, I guess, stayed in another part of the house, just kind of secluded and, stayed away from BJ while he was there. Susan's other son, 16-year-old Devin, was staying at his father's home this evening, actually, the night of the 30th. But he did plan to come back the next morning for church. So he wasn't home that night. Yeah, you go, Rogales. You guys are awesome.
They texted us back, sorry. They said, love that, really appreciate it. We're on a first name basis now.
We're pretty buddy with Rogales. We're pretty important. So
that's cold. Go on.
So that was the evening of the 30th. Devin staying with his father. BJ's staying the night. He got Susan and Bill in the house with BJ's stepbrother Derek.
Sure.
This is how the morning of Halloween played out for the Lisk
Lay it on
family.
me. I didn't look into any of this because I wanted to be surprised.
It's pretty crazy.
I'm excited.
So instead of like jumping around, I'm going to kind of just go in order, like timeline of how the day went. So around 6:30 in the morning, some neighbors reported hearing what sounded like gunshots from somewhere in the area.
Okay.
And Derek also wasn't heard from since the previous night. So no one had heard from about around 2 o'clock.
In the afternoon?
The 30th. Right. So
who's no one, though?
I guess his friends or, people, okay. I don't know. They just didn't get any texts or calls from Derek. So got gunshots, and then no one knows really what's been going on with Derek the rest of the day. Okay. Devin came home around 9:30. He was staying at his dad's. Came home to the house around 9:30 to get ready for church. He was going to church that morning. And he was, I got a typo. He was surprised to see.
I thought he was coming back from church.
In a second.
Okay, sorry.
So he came home from his dad's to the house around 9:30 a.m. to get ready for church.
Okay.
He was surprised to see BJ in the house because obviously he didn't know he was staying.
Sure.
The two never talked much, and Devin only stayed long enough to change into different clothes before heading out.
Okay.
So now he's leaving for church. But what was strange was BJ's questions to Devin before he left. He asked, where was he going, and how long would he be gone?
Okay, that's strange.
Mm-hmm. Especially because the two never...
talk.
Yeah, they weren't good friends with each other. So after Devin left, BJ left the home and headed back to the hunting cabin. Mm-hmm. He stopped along the way and bought himself a Subway sandwich.
Okay.
Important detail.
What kind of sandwich?
It did not specify, but I'm guessing roast beef.
He seems like a ham man.
Ham, you think so? Well, Devin returned home.
Well,
let me tell you.
Aside from the ham.
Devin returned home from church shortly thereafter, and he went upstairs to play video games. I don't know what time this was, but it wasn't until around 1:30 in the afternoon when he realized the home seemed uncharacteristically quiet. He went downstairs to look for his mother and stepfather and found them both still in bed in their master bedroom. The comforter was pulled up high over their heads. He started talking to his mom as he walked around the bed to her side. He tapped her leg hanging out of the comforter, then pulled the comforter down to try to wake her. That's when he noticed the blood-stained pillowcase. The first thing Devin thought was that his mom was playing a Halloween prank, pulling some sort of prank on him. He quickly realized that this was not the case. Devin quickly ran out of the home before looking for his brother, Derek. He didn't even think about his brother. He was just like, I gotta get the hell out of here, thinking it was perhaps too dangerous to remain in the house any longer. Devin calls his aunt on the phone and attempts to explain the situation. She tries to calm him down and tells him to call the police, which, okay. If you notice something's really wrong with your family, something's not right, there's blood somewhere, you run out of the home, the first person you call probably should not be your aunt.
He's a kid. He's 16.
It should probably... Everyone knows 911, okay?
Okay, he's a child.
Not a child.
He's a child.
He's almost
16.
an adult.
Let me tell you something. When you were 16, comparative to now, would you say that you are the same person?
Okay, maybe I have a different mindset about this just because of my job.
No, because anyone who is in that situation would be immediately going through grief on some level and be terrified. So your brain wouldn't exactly be like 911.
It's not my job to empathize. It's just, I expect you to call 911.
He's a child who just found his mother and stepfather dead in bed. Blood.
Call 911. That's what the cops are for.
Oh my God.
Because then we're going to get a call from the aunt, and it's going to be like, oh my God, my nephew just called me and blah, blah, blah.
I get that you're supposed to be cold and feeling robots.
Or the aunt is going to call someone else and be like, oh my God, what should I do? My nephew just called me and blah, blah, blah. And then this person's going to call, and they live in freaking Nebraska, and they're going to be like, yeah, my sibling from Ohio is telling me that their nephew just found something. I'll stop. I won't get into it. It's just, I'm a little bitter. It's fine. But okay, I get where you're coming from. You got to put yourself in this person's situation. It's a very traumatic experience that's playing out rather quickly. Some people don't have much time to really think about and plan their next moves. So, authorities arrived and found Bill had been shot 5 times in the head and the face. They believe Bill was shot first, and his body was found in a natural sleeping position. So that's how they came to that conclusion. Susan was found with 3 gunshot wounds. It appears as if Susan was awakened by the shots to her husband and attempted to flee. Searching the house further, authorities came across a locked door. There was no answer from the other side, so they forced the door open. Inside, they found Derek curled up in bed, facing the wall, with severe blunt force trauma to the head. A bloody claw hammer would later be found inside the home, consistent with Derek's wounds. Due to police's history with BJ, like you mentioned, and his absence from the home, obviously he's not there, and Devin's probably like, yeah, BJ was at the house earlier, and I just came home, he's not here, everyone's dead. That should be pretty obvious as to who perhaps is responsible. It wasn't long before police began a search for him, BJ, considering him the prime suspect, obviously.
Yeah.
They approached the family cabin that BJ had been staying at since the murder and apprehended him. He was just kind of chilling there, I guess.
Hanging out.
BJ had entered guilty pleas for all 3 counts of aggravated murder and was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. During the trial, BJ spoke emotionless. I loved my dad very much, and it makes me feel sick every time I think about what I did. I can't really explain why all this had to happen, but I think most of it all had to do with my mental illness.
I think most of it all had to do with my mental illness.
Well, see, I tried to speak emotionlessly, so yeah, it's unfortunate.
I read an article that said that it looked like his stepmother was sexually assaulted.
That's debated, because again, what they think is that he killed the father first.
Yeah.
It woke the mom up, and she tried to flee. Couldn't quite make it out of bed before he killed her. So the fact that she was in like a different position, like when Devin found her, her leg was hanging out off the comforter, like off the side of the bed. So because she was in a different position, they weren't sure whether or not she was sexually assaulted. I didn't go into it. They can probably figure that out easily by doing bodily fluid tests or DNA tests or whatever. It's debated. I didn't find an actual answer.
Oh, okay.
But you never know. On March 31st, 2015, BJ, then 29 years old, was found dead in his cell at Ross Correctional Institution in Chillicothe, Ohio, from a self-inflicted injury. So he killed himself in prison, and everyone else died except for Devin. And I didn't really dig in too much. I Googled him. I didn't find anything immediately. That was the extent of my research. I wonder how he's doing.
I also saw something in another article. I know I didn't look that into it. I looked into some of it.
Yeah.
I saw another thing that they said it was speculated that the reason that he left Devin alive was because of their relationship and making it as a way for him to suffer.
Ooh. I didn't see anything about that, but that's an interesting,
Personally, I think it was just because that he was at his
just 'cause
father's and
he
wasn't there.
I feel like if he had been there, he would have unfortunately met the same fate. Which, I mean, imagine the amount of guilt that you have to feel.
Oh, survivor's guilt.
Yeah, and you were at church of all places too. Like, geez. But yeah, that's pretty fucked up. That's another Halloween murder that happened 10 years ago. This Halloween, 4 days.
Fucked up.
Yep, that's all I had. That's pretty much it.
Feels like it's a short episode.
Yeah, it may be a shorter episode, but these are. I guess it's one of the more
Cut and dry.
I shouldn't say popular. I feel like it's one of the more popular Halloween murders. If you Google, which is exactly what we did, Halloween murders, the one that we did last week is probably one of the most famous, and then this one was one of the runner-ups, I guess. But
not popular enough.
yeah, it's pretty crazy to think about.
Yeah, sad situation. I feel like you should have looked into Devin.
I mean, let me see
He's
if I
like
can find anything
26 by now, right?
It's at least Devin Liskey. Because when I Googled his name, all I could find was other articles that like mentioned his name. I don't think I ever found a picture of him. Oh, apparently their new name was Griffin.
He changed his name?
It was no. It was
the last name.
yeah. Devin Griffin, because that was Susan's last name, Susan Griffin. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if there's like a story or a article that talks about.
Doesn't look like it. It looks like it's all just like cases or articles about BJ.
Yeah, and I don't know how much you'd be willing to like come out and talk about
Your entire family being murdered?
I mean, I'm finding obituaries for the other family members. Like, here's an obituary for Derek. So, yeah, pretty sad shit. Oh, he was a second-degree black belt and fought in Italy for the U.S. Taekwondo team. Derek.
Wow.
He's 23.
Huh. What did you think of the beer?
I really enjoyed it. I enjoy Bad Squatch more. if we're going to compare the two Rogue Ales to each
Well,
other.
we're supposed to be comparing this to Pumpkin Ale, the pumpkin head that we just had.
Yeah, I got to pull that spreadsheet up. But I liked it better than last week's beer, in my opinion. I did like last week's beer a lot. However, yeah, this was a little bit like a step above. Yeah, spicy, hoppy, a little bit bitter, not overwhelming. A decent beer. If I ordered it somewhere, I'd be happy.
Yeah, I agree.
You know? So I'm going to rate it higher than last week's.
Give it a 4.
Yeah, we'll give it a 4 right now. You were in agreement with me? Okay. So, how do you feel about the beer? I mean, I like it just for the sole fact that we looked at the bottom of the can and it said text us, and we texted them and they responded. So hey, mad respect for Rogue Ales.
I liked it. I thought it tasted really good. I usually not that big a fan of bitter beers, but I thought it was pretty solid. Out of the two that we've had from Rogue Ales, I will say I prefer Bad Squatch, but
Yeah.
that was good. I feel like it fits with the season.
Yes. I mean, they're both very different kinds of beers, too.
Yep.
And this is our first Maibach that we've had on the episode before.
Yep.
But I'd like to. I'm excited to try more beers from Rogue Ales too, because it sounds like they've got a lot of good stuff. They know what they're doing over there in Oregon.
They have a ton. Stuff that's been discontinued that I wish I could have tried.
Right? And I've always wanted to go to Oregon too. I have a family member, extended family member that lives out in Oregon. And I've chatted with them before, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you're always welcome over." And I actually might take them up on that offer sometime, because Oregon seems like a nice state. Dead Guy Ale. Sorry, I'm adding this to the spreadsheet.
Oh.
So that's pretty much it. Yeah, maybe a shorter episode, but it's like you said, pretty cut and dry. I hope everyone enjoys their Halloween. I mean, as shitty as this year is with COVID and all the restrictions in place, I still hope people have fun and enjoy your Halloween weekend and stuff like that. Have a good time. We hope you enjoyed this episode. We hope you try this beer too. If you pick it up, remember there's 2 white cans in there that you can decorate and trick out with your amazing art skills. If you end up creating something on the can, take a picture of it, and you can use hashtag BAFPaint or use Rogue Ales hashtag as well. Post it to their social media in order to enter that contest and win money. Because unfortunately, we're way too poor to be able to give you any money for your artwork. But we'll at least tell you you did a good job. I mean, we can do that, right? If they did a good job.
Sure.
Yeah. Beer and Fear Cast on Facebook, Twitter, Reddit, Instagram. beerandfearcast@gmail.com is our email.
Yes.
If you want to reach out and talk to us. Flights and Fries, etc., whatever. That's pretty much it.
Nothing new.
That's all I got.
Yep.
Another episode.
Have a good day.
Have a good day. Number 12 is down. We're doing